Welcome back to the 2014 Insight Innovation Exchange, brought to you by Green Book and Gen 2 Advisors, proudly supported by Research Now. My name is Ben Smithy. I'm the CEO of Spike Market Analytics, and today I am sitting here with Stacey Symonds, who is the Director of Insights from Orbitz Worldwide. Did I get all that correctly?
Excellent. Senior Director.
Senior Director, okay. I apologize. So Stacey, talk to me about Insight Innovation Exchange. What does this mean to you as a brand?
So this is really an interesting conference. This is my first time here at Insight Innovation. I think it does represent, though, where we need to go as an industry. So to be more nimble, more flexible, I think conferences like this where we can all get together and discuss innovation are actually really critical. So I'm really excited to be here and hear what everyone has to say.
You know, there's that constant trade-off, right? And sometimes, let's get real for a second.
Yeah.
There's that constant kind of, passing the buck of, oh, well, we try to push methodologies from the supplier side, or the clients try to push methodologies and the suppliers aren't being innovative enough. From your vantage point, sitting in the client seat, where does innovation, really sit in the future? How do we reach that point? What's that perfect blend?
I think it comes from both directions, absolutely. I think it comes from the client side in terms of determining unique ways to add value to the business. So trying to think about where our organization spends money and how I can deliver insights that align to where we spend money, even if it's not traditionally where we may have done research. So e-marketing is a good example. So online marketing channels like search, display, those are things that haven't been historically part of our kind of set of research techniques, but we're learning how to do that now. And then on the supplier side, obviously they have the goods. I mean, they bring the technology to the table that allow us and the methods that allow us to get those really unique and interesting insights. So I absolutely think that innovation has to happen on both sides of the table for us to be successful.
When you start looking at things moving toward that cheaper, faster, better, stronger, nimble, agile, you name it, all at the same time today, how does the relationship between suppliers, partners, clients, and brands, how does that evolve? Does it evolve? Is it the same as today? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think I will apologize on behalf of all clients for being extremely impatient with all of my supplier partners because I think we're demanding those things of the companies we work with, and the ones that will be with us in the long term are the ones that can develop and deliver on those things. So I think that there are it's just expectations have been changing, I think, in terms of what we expect from our partners. I can't wait for a report for 2 weeks anymore. And so, that is just something I have to ask my partners and suppliers to help me with. And I would say for the most part, people step up and the organizations I work with have stepped up to help me deliver on that, because internally my expectations have also been raised. It's especially with things like Google consumer surveys, people know that they can get an answer in 24 hours. And so that's become a new expectation.
You, Google.
I know that it's, I just had a survey running over the weekend, in fact, and could deliver insights, from developing a question on Friday afternoon to delivering something on Monday morning. I did that this weekend because you can, and it is the expectation that's out there today.
Let's talk about that future. Let's talk about those next steps. Let's talk about cultivating the future from a talent standpoint. The universities, the MSMR programs are looking to cultivate young talent that can really provide value to the research workforce, whether that's the client side, the partner side. What do we need to be focusing on in our educational system and things of that nature to develop the top talent for tomorrow?
I think that there is actually a need for people who are very broad thinkers, who can access and think about insight from any source of data possible. So not just talking to people and doing a survey or sitting in a one-on-one interview. I think insights can come from social media. They can come from transactional data, customer data. I think we want to train the researchers of tomorrow to be able to think about what are the best sources of data to bring to solve the issue and to help us develop insight versus training people deeply in one methodology. I think that is something that we really need to work on. I also think it is a challenge because these programs are academic and they tend to not change as rapidly as I think the world does. And so I work with the University of Wisconsin, actually, in the Nielsen Center, and I think that they're doing a good job of bringing in subject matter experts in current topics so that the thinking can kind of evolve in things like neuroscience, biometrics, big data, in addition to some of the more traditional kind of survey classes that they would teach.
Right, really kind of shortening the gap and closing the gap between business and academia and all of that.
Absolutely.
Well, Stacey, thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. I really, really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the conference, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Great, thank you.
You guys heard it here first at the Insight Innovation Exchange 2014, live from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.